Good morning. Welcome to this grief and prayer service, How to Make It Through the Holidays. Please join in singing the opening hymn, Keep Me in Your Heart, number 459, 459. Keep me in your heart, Jesus. You are my hope. Help me when the darkness comes. In your kindness, keep me in your heart. Jesus, you are my life. Keep me in your heart. Fill me with your courage. Keep me in your heart. Sometimes sorrows will come. Jesus, you are always near. In my sadness, keep me in your heart. Jesus, morning will come. Keep me in your heart. Raise me with each new day. Keep me in your heart. Jesus, teach me to love, faithful, let me always be. 'Cause you love me, keep me in your heart.
A reading from the Holy Gospel according to John. Jesus said to his disciples, "Do not let your hearts be troubled. You have faith in God. Have faith also in me. In my Father's house there are many dwelling places. If there were not, would I have told you that I am going to prepare a place for you? And if I go and prepare a place for you, I will come back again and take you to myself, so that where I am, you also may be." The Gospel of the Lord. So in our Gospel reading for today, Jesus promises that he goes to prepare a place for us, that where he is, there we also may be. Years ago, I worked for a pastor, Father Gerard Conley, who often used this gospel for funerals. It was one of his favorites. And when he did, his homily reflected on this place that Jesus spoke about. He talked about home. And I remember fondly of Father Gerard's description of this home that we will have in heaven. He said, home is where you have a chair that fits your body perfectly, and pictures of loved ones on the mantelpiece, and everything is comfortable. I often think about this home and ponder what home in heaven is for my loved ones and what it will be for me. One thing is certain for me: Jesus will be there. He promised it, and it will happen. He promised that where he is, we also will be. A number of years ago, I had a friend who lost her mother. And when she talked about her mother, she talked about way up in the sky. She just talked about her mother living on a cloud somewhere, because that was her image of heaven. And I said to her one day, Jesus said, I'm going to prepare a place for you, that where I am, you also may be. Today's gospel. And I said, where do you see Jesus? And she said, well, Jesus is in my heart. Jesus lives within me. I said, and if that is true, and Jesus went to prepare a place for your mother, that where he is, you also may be, then your mother is with Jesus. That means she is in your heart too. And she kind of looked at me and said, I never thought about that. I said, you don't have to go someplace far away to find her. She's not up on the clouds somewhere. She's here. So if all this is true, what I say, then I think that we have to remember that in the deep recesses of our hearts, we can find the spirits of our loved ones comfortably being with us every day until we meet again in the place that Jesus has prepared for each of us. We need to remember that Jesus is with you. For anybody who has suffered a loss, whether it be the death of a loved one, and as I talk to all of you, I think most of you are in that space for somebody that has had a death of a loved one, but it also counts for people that have had family disagreements, maybe the loss of the presence of a loved one because of addiction, or even somebody that moved far away. Loss is loss. And when, you don't have these people in your life, it's hard. Whether it be because of death or because of some other loss. And we need to remember that Jesus is there. No matter what we're dealing with, Jesus is there. Whether it be in your own prayer or through words of a friend, or maybe a priest says something in his homily or personally to you, or a companion, or the words to a song that touches your heart and brings you some peace. Jesus is talking to you. I've fallen in love with this opening hymn that we did today, Jesus, Keep Me in Your Heart. And I sing it all the time when I am by myself. And I played it for the sisters at home, and because I think this song really gives us a way to understand and articulate that really close relationship that Jesus has with us. It helps us to figure things out and bring us into a new normal way of living. However, I'm going to admit that society and our culture makes this difficult. It begins right after Halloween. Sometimes it begins before Halloween, goes through Thanksgiving and into the new year. The onslaught of holiday-themed music in our supermarkets, the store displays, and the ever-present Hallmark-type movies. I mean, now they even do Christmas in July sometimes, but they're repeated over and over again. Commercialized holiday cheer washes over all of us, no matter what your religious beliefs are or your secular beliefs, but it's not always holiday cheer for everyone. The holidays can heighten awareness of significant losses. Images of warm family connections, real or idealized, kind of leave some people lost because you don't have those deep family connections, or your family connections have passed away. So whether your loss is an actual loss of a loved one, or the loss of a relationship, or the loss of dreams that you may have had, or the loss of a loved one's presence in our lives through disagreements or other strife, they are all real losses that need to be dealt with. So hopefully today, I would like to give you some things to think about, ways to make it through the holidays, and some ways to pray through those difficult moments. And the first thing that you need to do is give yourself permission. It's a big one. Many times, especially the first holiday after a loved one passes, and I talk to some of you who your loss is very fresh, it's very new, or it's another loss that kind of reinforces the other losses that you've had. It's very difficult to make all of the holiday traditions come alive that your family may have always done. So the first thing I want to inspire you to do is give yourself permission to choose exactly what you want to do and what you don't want to do. Whatever you do is okay. If you don't want to put up a tree, that's okay. If you don't want to bake cookies, that's okay. So make this a basic principle. I will do what I know is best for me, not what others have told me to do or what I think others want me to do. You know yourself better than anyone knows you. You need to do what is good for you rather than what other people expect. Give yourself permission to say no, or even just to say no for this year. Maybe next year it will be better, and maybe you'll feel stronger, and maybe that will be different. But for right now, in this next month, between Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year's, choose for you. And give yourself permission to cry. There's nothing wrong with crying. Tears are cleansing. Tears mean love. We use a phrase in our culture that I absolutely hate, and that is we call crying falling apart or losing it. As if when we cry, we lose a little part of ourselves. We need to understand that really having it all together is allowing ourselves to feel our feelings and to express them. This morning on my way down here, I stopped at the vet's office. We lost a cat on Monday, and I had to go pick up the cremains of our kitty so that we could bury it at home. I stood there and cried like an idiot in the vet's office. And it's like I didn't care. And the lady that was giving me the remains said, I know, I just lost a kitty a couple days ago too, and she cried with me. And that's real compassion, suffering with someone. The word compassion means to suffer with. And so when you cry, and if somebody else cries with you, that's okay. It's not a bad thing. The opposite of that is give yourself permission to enjoy the things you have planned. Sometimes people who are bereaved feel guilty if they have too much fun. They think it's not being loyal to their husband or their wife or their whoever they lost, their mother or their father. They think that they should grieve every single moment. Well, nobody can grieve every single moment. It's healthy to take some time away from coping with loss. By enjoying life, you're not being disloyal to your loved one. Give yourself permission to not do everything that your family or friends want you to do. Maybe, as I said before, maybe you don't want to put up a Christmas tree. Maybe it's not the time to watch all those sappy Christmas movies. I love White Christmas. I love It's a Wonderful Life. But one of our sisters loved It's a Wonderful Life. And the year that she died, which was 2018, I could not bring myself to watch that movie. It was just too much of a tearjerker. My tears were right under the surface and came too easily. I watch them now. I watch those movies now, and it's okay. But we need to know when it's time to watch those and when it isn't. Decide what baking is really necessary. You know, we're all women here, except for Joe. But there might be some gentlemen watching whenever we broadcast this. But we have this thing about we have to bake, we have to bake, we have to bake. No, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't. You decide. Maybe you make one batch of cookies for people who come, but you don't have to make them for the world. Conserve your energy because grieving is exhausting. So conserve your energy. Consider buying your baked goods instead of making them, or ask for help. Give yourself permission to enjoy life. It's okay. You're still alive. You're still here. The second step is plan. Plan ahead. Plan to celebrate your holiday in a different way if you can. Maybe it's time to go on a trip. Maybe it's time to visit other people who maybe you wouldn't have normally visited. I know here at St. Benedict's we've lost some key people over the years, and when you come to the Mass that they always came to, there's a spot that's empty. And so this might be the time that you choose to go to a different Mass or a different service. Decide what's right for you. Choose who you're going to spend time with, and choose people that are positive, people that are going to feed you in a positive way. This is not the year to visit those relatives who are known to be critical or angry all the time. Go there to them next year. And when people do visit, do something creative. Go for a walk. Go shopping. Enjoy a special cup of tea together. Make a special lunch. Sitting around and talking and walking down memory lane can be wonderful, but if it goes on too long, it can sap your energy. Creativity can renew your energy and bring your interest in life back to the peak it needs to be. And share who you are with others. Maybe visit relatives who can't come to you. And don't be afraid to share your pain. Don't be afraid to say, I really miss my husband. I really miss my mother. I really miss my dad. It's okay. People want that. They want you to share yourselves with them. One source I have invites people to see holidays as holy days, something sacred. And so it tells the story of a woman whose husband died 5 months before Christmas, and she decided to maintain traditional celebrating, but changed it up a bit. And so when she invited her children over for a meal, she took that opportunity to give them each something that belonged to their father. That's an option. Plan to include your loved ones in the holidays in a special way. Over the last 10 years, my community has lost 5 sisters, one every 2 years. And then we have Sister Mary, who died in 2003. So during the holidays, we remember them with a candle in our Christmas chapel display. And maybe you can put your loved one's name on a special candle and include it on your holiday table in whatever way that you think that would be good for you. Here's a biggie. Plan and decide if you're going to do Christmas cards or how. Sometimes Christmas cards can be a real chore, but our culture almost demands that we do it. It took me a long time to come to a place of saying, I can't do that. And so you get to decide. Sometimes when we're sending Christmas cards, you realize that people on your list don't know that your husband or wife or mother or father has passed. And it's hard for you to have to tell the world. It's not your responsibility to have to tell the world of your loss. This year belongs to you. In her book, May I Have This Dance, author Joyce Rupp writes, "We have a wonderful lean-to God whose heart always welcomes us and provides refuge for us. Little comforts and glimmers of hope that we don't notice when we are strong become very significant for us when we are weak. A smile, a song, a sunrise, a bird's chirp, a phone call, or a letter. In all these, we rest our woes and our weariness and draw strength for our recovery. Sometimes we need to lean on what I call God with skin on. We talk so much about not wanting to burden people, but sometimes God sends people into our lives who are really who can help us and who want to help us carry our burdens and walk the journey. Don't run from these people. Let them help you carry your burden. Burdening is a bad word. We have used it to death in our culture. You are not a burden, and anything you have that you need help with is not a burden. Lastly, under planning, I invite you to plan and be ready for a bit of a letdown after the holidays. You know, I don't know what time of life, what season of life you're in, but when we take all the decorations down in January and the house goes back to the way it was, there's something missing. Something feels empty. Be ready for it. Know it's going to happen. And when you're grieving, this can be a really hard time. So plan to be gentle with yourself. Maybe find some time to be with others. Start a hobby. Work on a project. Start an exercise plan. In my house, I don't like the dark, so I go through the house turning on lights all the time. However you need to handle it. And lastly, be patient with yourself. Tears are going to come. Your voice is going to crack. I know a woman a long time ago, she never wanted to come to church after her husband died because she couldn't sing the music. She always cried through the music. It's okay. There are certain songs I can't sing without crying. And that's okay. Don't stay away from places where you might cry. No one expects you to be a rock. And be patient with your family. If you lost a spouse, your kids lost a parent. Don't forget that. Talk your grief out. Don't isolate from them. Let them know how you feel and let them know that you know their pain. And be patient with others. You know, in our culture, people don't know what to do with people that are grieving. We want them to feel better. We want them to just be okay. And so they say things like, you know, I know how you feel, or this will all go away, or time will heal all wounds. Be patient with them because they just don't know what to say. They're trying to make you feel better, and they want to be comfortable. So, you know, some people don't realize it's never really going to be better. But it gets easier. I always say it doesn't get easier, but it doesn't get easy, but it gets easier. You have to find a new normal, and other people need to find it too. On the little green program that you got, you're going to find a couple things that might be helpful. Number one, the plan here, permission, plan, and patience. On the back is a holiday planning worksheet, which highlights some of the suggestions that I gave you today. And that was taken from the Family Life Office's Out of Darkness into the Dawn booklet. And so maybe you can choose a couple of things. Don't think you have to do everything, but choose a couple of things. And the last thing that's in here is on the inside is a little poem prayer from Joyce Rupp that is leaning on God. So you might find that helpful as you move forward. Most of all, remember that Jesus is with you. He promised. Don't forget that. He promised. When we sang that opening hymn, we asked Jesus to keep us in his heart, and he will. You can count on that. As sure as I'm standing here, you can count on Jesus to keep you in his heart. And right now, I would like to give you an opportunity, if you wish, to speak aloud the name of your loved one or any loved ones that you're remembering today. Don't have to get up and stand and talk a lot. Just speak them out loud. And I will start with my mother, Janet, my dad, Pete, my friend, Tammy, and my sisters, Mary, Marianne, Margie, Celeste, Karen, and Teresa. And I invite you to name anyone you would like to name. I remember our friend Boyd, who left us a few years ago. We are a small group, but there's a lot of loss in this room. And Jesus is with you through every single one. Let us pray. Lord Jesus, we come before you with humble hearts, longing to rest in the depths of your love. Draw us into your sacred heart, where mercy flows without end and peace silences every fear. Let our thoughts be shaped by your truth, our words be filled with your kindness, and our actions reflect your compassion. When we are weary, hold us close. When we are lost, guide us home. May our hearts live, may our lives beat in rhythm with yours, until all we are is hidden in your embrace, forever safe, forever loved. Amen.
Please join in singing the recessional hymn, Fly Like a Bird, number 460, 460.
I would just like to thank you for coming and assure you that you'll be in our prayers as we move through these holiday days. And if anyone ever needs any assistance in your process of grief, feel free to call my office. The number's on the bulletin at the entrances of the church. God bless you all.